All right, 5, 4. Hello. Hold on. Hello, welcome back to Trading Tuesdays with Ty and Eryka. We definitely missed you guys last week. Ty and I were traveling independently, but kind of to the same place. Where did you go, Ty?
I went to upstate New York to see some family that I haven't seen in 8 years. Turns out they were surprised when a little kid came back with a beard.
That's funny. I actually went to New York as well. We have the blockchain center that is opening up in New York. You guys should go check it out. It is on Broadway. And we just needed a little team retreat. So I went to Manhattan for a couple days. I don't know how well received I was because New York State contract tracing kept calling me, but it is what it is. Great.
We're going to short the contact tracing.
Yeah, short contract tracing. So to get started, I know you guys missed us, but we have some gems for you. You guys need to share this video with your friends because this is the only place that you are going to find new gems brought to you every single week. So to start it off, we are going to cover some Ethereum charts, Litecoin charts, Bitcoin charts, Chainlink, which by the way, I sold on my Chainlink yesterday, Swipe Coin, and then we get to talk about gems. My favorite gem right now is Keep Network, and then Dia. So, Ty, if you want to take it away and show your charts.
Absolutely. So let's share, and then let me know when you can see my screen.
All right, we got you.
Sweet. Okay. So what's going on with the numero uno, Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is obviously our biggest concern, because if Bitcoin stops or falls or consolidates, basically whatever Bitcoin does determines the moves that will happen to altcoins. So it's pretty important that we know what's going on here first. So we keep talking about this key price level, which is right around 12,900. On this, I think I have the log. Yeah, doesn't matter. On this, we see the fib level showing 12,730, but ideally we'd like to get past 12,900. That's like the big price level, but somewhere in that range. But right now, unfortunately, what's happening is, at least for the moment, we're getting rejected on the weekly. Let's take a look at the RSI. Now, the good news is that upon this consolidation here, what we saw was actually a pump in volume afterwards. So that's a good sign. It just means that there's obviously volatility returning. It validated that this was a pennant. I think we looked at that 2 weeks ago. Turns out it was correct, obviously. But the big thing now is that, if it pumps too hard, then it becomes what is called overbought. And it's kind of like that right now. It's almost there with our RSI, not quite there. But let's take a look at the daily. Actually, I want to look at the monthly. No. Monthly is good. Monthly is solid, actually. The one thing I want to note about the monthly here is that these are two strong monthly candles that crossed over. I think the last time we crossed or closed above 10,800 was obviously in December of 2017 for a monthly candle. So to be able to close with this candle and also not immediately get rejected below 10,800 and these two candles is pretty important. It's a indicator of where we're at with Bitcoin. because you saw this one in 2019. This one got rejected pretty hard. You have these 2 wicks here, which indicated a double top at the time. And of course, then your eventual quote crash down to the 618. So we're in a good position, good standing on the monthly. We're just in a good position in the macro environment. That's why you always want to zoom out, because if you look at some of these time frames really close, you might miss it. But let's just go down to maybe the 4 hour and see what's going to happen on a lower time frame. So it looks like Bitcoin, and this is not really an ideal trend here. We'll just draw this the best we can. But it looks like it's kind of forming a ascending wedge. Now, this is a harder pattern to break to the upside just because of the nature of it. But what could happen, in my opinion, is we could ascend from this wedge, kind of keeps like staying in this range until we beat 12,900 or 12,700 in that range. And then we would just ideally want to close above that, and then it can consolidate for as long as it wants. I don't care. It could stay sideways above 12,900 for like weeks if it wanted to. It probably won't, but that's where we would like to be, because then at that point, alts are going to be running wild. Retail is going to be like really taking a second look to see if they want to get back in. So ideally, that's the scenario that we want to see. So I would say, I mean, obviously macro still bullish, no problems there. And we also have tons of news that's coming out now, more and more news from institutions that is just validating Bitcoin's or really the macro environment surrounding Bitcoin and what's going to ensue with the price action. So yeah, that's Bitcoin.
There you go. Sorry, I'm on mute. And Bitcoin's market cap is currently at $222 billion, meaning that if you like numerology, that's a good number.
Yes. And actually, another thing that I'm noticing, and this might be the same level almost, this right here, that was pretty key. If you can see like this wick here, this is our range from like 2019. This is like a big price level that we had to beat. Well, as soon as we beat that, then of course it pumped right through and really just, it looks a lot better here than it did here. Like you can see, this is parabolic. That's not what you want. This looks more healthy. It looks like it's like kind of taking the stairs instead of the escalator, so to speak. So this is much more healthy than this, which gives me the idea that we're just going to keep moving forward on that. So
definitely bullish on Bitcoin. We love a 5-figure Bitcoin, probably even love a 6-figure Bitcoin more.
I definitely would enjoy that.
So next up is Ethereum. Ethereum's market cap is currently at $47 billion. In the last 24 hours, they have traded $12 billion. But who knows if those numbers are correct, considering everything that's going on with Uniswap and 1inch exchange.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the whole gas thing and
how gas is crazy.
Yeah, what's going on there? And I literally, if anybody's coming from the last Dragon Chain stream I just did like 2 hours ago, we talked all about gas fees and all that stuff. Pop was on that stream as well. But Ethereum has an interesting road ahead, not really price action wise, really more like just product wise, because I think the value is going to skyrocket regardless of the asinine gas fees that are staying around right now.
I just paid $100 to do something on 1inch exchange. Okay.
Oh my gosh. So it's nice that we have all this new trading and everything, but like when your gas fees are literally like sometimes your profit, in some scenarios, that's not useful.
Or like when you want to get out of a coin and it just is not working. I think the other day wasn't like one of the places where you go to see Ethereum's liquidity, the website was down. So
So it's not good.
Not good.
But what is interesting here I wonder if you can see it. So I think I talked about this like 2 weeks ago, maybe. But what we have here is we have resistance, finally a breakout. This is a third time breakout. This was what led to the $1,593 all-time high. Then you had support here until it broke, and then it turned to resistance again. And so what the big deal is here with Ethereum is that we broke, and now we're holding above it on a weekly time frame. And that's big because the last time that we did that, we went straight up to 1,593, which is a 345% gain from where we're at right now. Well, from the fib level, actually. But from where it's at now, it'd be about 268%. So that's pretty massive. That indicates, again, the time that we're in, or the macro environment. I will err on the side of caution, though, that there needs to be a retrace of some sort. So that's probably what we're going to see here with the RSI cooling off, coming back down from being overbought. So you'll probably see a return to maybe 350. I doubt 355, to be honest, but I think you'll see some kind of return. And actually, we could probably take a look at a closer time frame to get an idea. I doubt 355 is in the works, but let's just take the range of this area, the lowest of this range, and then we'll see what happens with our fib charts here. So if we were to take the lowest of that range, that would put us back around like 383.25. So that might seem like a reasonable price to set bids at. And then above that, you also have support, not indicated by the fib lines here, around 415. So if you want to set some bids at like 415 and 383, that's where I would do it. I don't expect Ethereum to come back down below the 50% retracement level, just because it doesn't make any sense that Ethereum would break it so easily just for it to come back down below. I think that it's going to stay above this level, and I think that if you're smart, you will get yourself a nice handful of Ethereum before it explodes, especially because of all the things that are going on in the Ethereum blockchain right now.
Yeah, I read today that in DeFi there is $6 billion locked.
It's a lot of money, and it's all on Ethereum. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Binance Chain's gonna have to like step up, EOS, some of these other chains, and they will. But I think the biggest advantage that Ethereum has over all of them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could literally make meme coin, for example, and then launch it on Ethereum, no problem, and then raise
meme coin.
I don't know, and then raise 1.2 million on a random meme coin that was supposed to be a joke, and I don't even understand it, but people are making money on it, so
I don't know who made money on meme coin.
I don't know who made money on that, but whoever did is
Is up 300%. Yeah, I think so too.
They're a legend.
Yeah, there's some other legends, definitely some crazy little gems that we can talk about. We're going to save that till the end though, so everybody can tune in and continue to tune in. Next up on deck, we have Litecoin, which long looks very, very beautiful, setting up for a really good long. People call Litecoin like the silver to Bitcoin's gold, and it definitely makes sense. The market cap is $4 billion. The volume over the last 24 hours is $3.6 billion. So wow, a lot of Litecoin is being traded and exchanged, and that kind of makes sense because if you want lower fees and you want quick money to be sent around, Litecoin is absolutely the way to go. But let's take it to the charts.
So Litecoin, actually, I'm sitting in a long on Litecoin. Can't say where, but it's doing pretty well. And the reason it was because we saw some movement in Litecoin that made us realize the state of where Litecoin is at. And so you have to understand that Litecoin is essentially, it's like a faster Bitcoin. Not exactly, but it's pretty close. As far as these things go, it's pretty close. And I posted a tweet the other day that said something to the effect of, there are very few sure shots in crypto. And Litecoin to me is one of those sure shots. So the big thing that opened up my eyes to opening along was the fact that when we look at the trend here on this pattern, which is I think it's like it's a triangle pattern. And so we see this trend has been developing for really since 2017. And finally, what happens is we see a break, and this break upon breaking this resistance here, really actually upon coming back down, I guess to fill orders, it pumps all the way through this trend line and is now setting up on top of it. So now you see this little wick here is developing support on top of it. You can see that volume precedes price. So you can see this uptick in volume over here. This is, of course, our action here. And then let's look at the RSI on the weekly. So the RSI on the weekly is solid. It's cool. It's chill. Like it's good to keep going if it needs to. And then monthly is super solid. And then, so if we take a look at where we're at right now, I'm going to draw a new one of these. Do date and price. We'll say right here, all the way to the all-time high. It's 545%. It's the easiest 545% you'll ever collect, because Litecoin is going to eclipse its all-time high. I'm 100% sure of that. It's not financial advice, but you might want to have a decent allocation of Litecoin, just because it is one of those sure shots, even though people like to call Charlie Lee out on his perfect sell. Well, we'll call it that. In, what was it, 2017, he sold the top?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you can listen to the FUD on it, but Litecoin is going to go. The Litecoin community is big.
The Litecoin community is continually growing.
Yes, exactly. And so if you want to get retail, and here's the other thing. Where are the new retail traders going to go when?
I know.
Where do you think?
That one exchange that front runs everybody and pretends like they're stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. I think it's like Robinhood or something. But yeah.
Yep.
But Robinhood definitely front runs customers, so be careful what you guys are doing.
Definitely. So a lot of these retail traders are going to be going right into Robinhood. They're going to see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and then some random other ones after that. So that is where they're going to put their money. When they see Litecoin go like 50 to 100%, they're going to say, wow, I'm going to put my money into Litecoin. And then that is going to fuel Litecoin's next run. I mean, I've estimated at some times that Litecoin could be anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 when it's all said and done, maybe more. I mean, it just had a halving, what was it, a year ago? A little bit over a year ago. And so their supply, not only with Bitcoin, of course, but their supply has been cut in half as well. Mm-hmm. So that's big. I mean, the demand is going to increase. Supply is decreasing. Simple Bitcoinomics. And yeah, I think it's just going to pump. And actually, let's look at the fib level real quick, just so we can see. So right now, here we go. This is perfect. It is right at that cusp of the 382. That's huge, because if we beat that 382, the next level is $131. That is a 100% increase from there. And then the next measly little resistance here is 140. Beat that, you're up another 214%. So that's, to me, that's a sure shot if there ever was one.
Let's go Litecoin. Awesome. Another sure shot, but in the opposite direction, in my humble opinion. Our next up is Chainlink. And I got some shit online because I said that I sold all of my Chainlink last night. And I'm actually really proud of my trade, because Ty has been teaching me how to read charts. And it's been really great because now I feel like I know how to read them myself. But I was looking at the Chainlink charts and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I sold all of it. But I want to show you my chart because it's cuter than Ty's.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
my screen shared for a second. But if you look at this growth, I think from all the way down here in the beginning of the month, it was at $7. And we peaked up here at $19. And I sold right after this big dump, which at $17 yesterday. What's interesting is that there actually are articles about the Chainlink devs selling their stake as well. So that is a huge bear signal for everyone. But really, it was just this unhealthy growth where I was like, yeah, it's time to sell my Litecoin my Link. And I think I made a good decision. But watch till the end to find out what I bought into, because we have some gem picks coming up.
Yay. All right, let me share my screen again. I think you are right.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot to show, but Litecoin is overbought on every single chart. If you look at the weekly, if you look at on the RSI, it doesn't matter what you look at, it's just severely overbought constantly on the weekly, on the monthly, on the daily, and that cannot be a good sign. But you have these cool, what are those called?
Are you talking about the Ichimoku?
Ichimokus, yes. It sounds like sushi.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'll make a parallel to Bitcoin in 2017, because I want to show something that is not going to get talked about a lot. So Link right now is in a parabolic phase. Now it is retracing a little bit, and it's probably one of the biggest retraces it's had so far. And a lot of people think that, hey, it's just going to keep going past $20. Now, that's a possibility, but you really want to, if you're in Link, you really want to weigh the counter possibility that it is the time to at least take some profit, because your profits are not realized until you realize the profits. So you have to at least take 25%, 50%, 75%, whatever. If you want to keep some, keep it. But what I'm saying is this is a lot of parabolic movement that usually results in a really bad scenario. And this retrace could be the beginning of that. So what we're looking at with the Ichimoku, and I think, let's see if I can do daily. Yeah, daily's not bad. So this basically, and I'll parallel this to Bitcoin real quick because I want to show 2017. I got so many things going on here. Let's just remove this. Okay. So with Bitcoin on the run up to in 2017, 2016, what you had was this thin base, this Kumo cloud inside the Ichimoku. I'm not going to explain all the other stuff right now, but what you need to know is that basically the thinner this cloud, the worse off the asset is in terms of a retrace. So because this asset or this Kumo cloud is so thin, what was able to happen when it retraced was it blew right through this cloud. Now, if it's a bigger cloud, it's harder to do that. So if it's a wider cloud or has a bigger base to it, then essentially what that means is that it has more resistance to breaking it. So if this was a thicker cloud, it might be able to come up from here, theoretically, the way this works, and then just stay above the Kumo. And as long as it does that, it's not bearish. It's considered bullish. So what's happening with Link is we have a very similar looking Kumo cloud where it's very thin. And what this means is that it's very parabolic. And so when it is very parabolic, it can do a harsh retrace, especially if the Chainlink devs are selling. And according to an article that Eric and I have read, they're selling 500,000, I think each week. They're moving 500,000 each week. So, and then you have this weekly RSI. This is super overbought. It's not healthy. It's going to have to recover. Now, could it retrace to $11 and then, make another move up? Sure. It's definitely possible. But what I'm saying is if this is the top, you definitely want to take profit. some profit. Realize it so that you don't lose it all. You can't hold on to it forever. It's not Bitcoin.
That is a really good point. It is not Bitcoin. We hodl Bitcoin hard, but not saying that Chainlink doesn't have purpose, but I think that there are a lot of other Oracle coins out there, Zap, that have huge upside and they have interesting technology on them. Chainlink is one of many. And whoa, sorry, that was really cool. There's a thunderstorm going on right now in Miami. Lightning is beautiful. Which is funny because I just said zap, like zap,
that's funny.
and then like the lightning went out.
Oh my gosh, the Zap community is working the lightning now.
Yes, they are. I don't know how they do it, but they're going to be doing much other things. You know, garbage in, garbage out. We can't have garbage when lightning deals with it. So yeah, Chainlink is down today, 8.9%. I am proud of my first real big sell. And we'll get into what I bought instead, but let's continue to keep pushing, Ty. Swipecoin is our next. So I think we had told you guys to buy Swipecoin when Swipecoin was like $1.10, something like that. Today we are sitting at $3.56. Today it is up 12.95% in comparison to the dollar. The market cap is only $235 million. So the 24-hour volume is $378 million. So more volume, a lot of volume on Swipecoin today. That makes a lot of sense. But what do the charts say, Ty?
Well, it's like you said, I think we talked about this, was it 2 weeks ago on our last show that we did? That we made the call that it was going to eclipse its resistance here. And it did. And when you understand who's backing these projects, you understand what's going to happen next, and you don't really need TA to tell you that. So this is where fundamentals come in. But so what we've had now is we've had a break above this $2.11, 10-cent resistance, and it consolidated under there for a little bit and then broke it. And then now what we have, if we look on a closer time frame, is we have a retrace to the 618 at 289, and it looks like it's actually about to make its next move up. So if you're interested in getting in a position in SXP, then now might be the time to do just that, because it looks like it may have formed a quick pennant here. Let's see if we can draw. Oh, not that. Let's see. Ooh. My indicators are a little silly. Let's do this. So that would have been like, it's all right. I mean, you'd probably do like a channel as well. But essentially what this means is there is a breakout upon the exiting of whatever this pattern is. And now it looks like it's going to sit right above this Fibonacci level here, which is the 786. If it does that and ends up closing above the 786 at 366, then that would be a solid position to take. It's even pumping right now. If you go to the next fib level, which is 35%. So it's a quick, easy 35%. Assuming that it does close above the 786, I would take that position all day long, especially on SXP. And you know what? It might be even a long-term hold for you as well. And RSI looks solid. So I'd say overall, only thing I don't like is the weekly RSI. So it might consolidate, but we'll see what Bitcoin does, because ultimately that's going to be the big decider. If Bitcoin climbs, then SXP might drop, and that would probably recover the weekly RSI for it and give it a cool down, and then we can move on from there.
Yeah, I would say that if you did buy 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when we first mentioned SXP at $1, don't be afraid to take profits. If it's half of what you've made into profits, do not be afraid to take profits. I think that people feel a lot more comfortable when they take their profits out, or they take their money they initially invested in and then they just use their profits and leave it in there. That way you are just playing with house money. I think one of the big issues that people don't know when to sell, they're afraid to sell, getting a little greedy, like continuing for price to go up. Now, do I think that SXP has upside? Like the charts say that they do, depending on how it reacts over the next hour or so. But if you're up 300% right now, you should be happy.
Yeah. And I think when we called it, it would have been somewhere around this level at like 160 maybe. That'd be 126% gain from there.
Yeah, 126%. Crazy. Cool.
Yep.
Well, next one to cover. We talked about Dia before in this chat. We've covered Dia on the show before, right, Ty?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And now Dia, currently sitting at $3.74. It is up 36% today. And its market cap is $39 million. The 24-hour volume is at $59 million. And oh yeah. Dia is what we bought. We told people to buy at $1.10, which is now at $3.74.
I swear.
Buy at $1.75. And now it's way up. So still, you guys are up if you've been listening. So let's show the Dia charts.
I mean, if people are listening by now, I don't know what to tell you guys. This is free information. We could charge for this.
I know.
All right, so Dia looks like it's about to do a little retrace. It's got a pretty solid bearish candle. Looks like a super solid bearish volume. Actually, that's scary bearish volume.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I sold all my Dia already.
Nice. Well, that's a good call. It'll probably retrace though, come down to like 327. Let's see the RSI. RSI is a little overbought in the 4-hour. Let's see the 12-hour even. 12 hours overbought. So yeah, we'll probably see a return back down to the 786 level at $3.27. But what we saw before any of this pump happened is that it was forming like this pennant shape, this pennant pattern. You can see that the reason I drew this little line down here was because, if I can give this, there we go. You have this incline in volume, but ultimately, like once you have this spike in volume before this even happens, I want you to see that this is volume preceding price. So even though, let's go to the 4-hour, even though at this point we see the spike, we see the difference in the price movement or the price volume. As soon as you see this uptick, you should have been thinking, okay, this might be the time where bids are going to be filled and it's going to pump. And that's exactly what it did. Even before you knew it was going to go up, you could tell right around here was a good time, especially because it does a third touch on the support.
This kind of looks like Litecoin before it breaks up.
Mm-hmm.
Like definitely looks like this exact same setup of Litecoin before that huge uptick.
It does. It does actually. So hopefully that's what we can expect from Litecoin. That'd be nice.
Long that Litecoin, man.
Long it.
Yeah. So once again, do not be afraid to take profits.
Mm-hmm.
Dia has been good to you if you have been good to Dia.
And it's an Oracle coin, so it'll perform really well, especially in this environment with Link performing really well. TRB was another one we actually called out weeks ago. That's now at like $40. I think when we started it was like 9 or 12 or something.
What was it at? TRB currently is at $45. And yeah, we definitely talked about it when it was in the low double digits. So
it was definitely before 20. I know that much.
Yeah. So are you guys ready for our next gem pick?
I'm ready.
Gem pick. Shout out to Eryka Gemma for making this background for me randomly. You are the best. But this is our next gem pick. So my favorite coin right now, which I took my profits from Link and I bought into, was this coin called Keep. So Keep is an ERC20 token. And let me add this to the stream. Perfect. Keep is an ERC20 token that says that it is censorship resistance for DeFi. What's interesting is they have an application on Keep that is TBTC, the first killer app built using the Keep network. Why is this interesting, you ask? Well, if you go to their website, deposit and redeem BTC and DeFi without intermediaries. What is this like remind me of? This reminds me of Uniswap. This reminds me of 1inch Exchange. It reminds me of Changelly, of I always forgot, like that one thing that Eric Voorhees made.
Shapeshift.
Shapeshift, yes. So you don't need intermediaries, and you can deposit and redeem your Bitcoin in DeFi. Now, right now, there are a lot of issues with gas fees and them just charging so much, and who knows what channels they're using to actually get you into these DeFi tokens. Also, one day, everybody's going to be sitting here waiting to get their coins out of whatever coins they're into. Who knows what's going to happen, but I do like this idea, and I think that they have about 3,000 people already in their Discord chat. You've got some cool people on the team, and I am definitely shilling them. They're stakers, Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, Draper Associates. These are not little names, but if you look at the charts, yeah, they peaked about at $2.11. And we're currently at, sorry, what is this? Yeah, $2.20. And we're currently at $1.29. And I definitely loaded up on some last night. So I know you have some better charts for this one, Ty. I'll add your stream. I mean, this is a beautiful chart. And especially like what I did last night was I looked at it in terms of its relationship to the dollar. But when you look at it, it's in its relationship to Ethereum, we are in good standing.
Yes. So I think Keep is going to explode.
Gem picks.
Yes. So this is early on. And I got this from a little birdie. And then Eryka did the research on it, and we discovered that it was lit. So Keep is, as far as TA goes, it looks like it's on the up and up. So I don't count this little wick here. This wick is a stupid exchange listing wick. I don't like them. I like to see what it closes at, because I think that's a better representation of what the original price is. Of course, now I don't know what their whole thing was at the time. I don't know if they had their capital partners. I don't really know the situation around May when they were listed or added to Uniswap. But regardless, what we do know from the TA is, let me just fix this real quick, is that as far as our fib levels go, we're in a solid position. So we see this gradual incline above the 786, where we stay below for a very long time. This is our bottom here, or like technically our bottom of this long wick. This is of course down around the exchange list, or not exchange listing, but the listing of Uniswap. And so that when you have that like early on, it's really hard to get a beat on the value. So then it just does weird stuff. But anyways, so moving forward to where we are now, we had this gradual incline above the 786. It's positive. We have a bunch of volume here, which is great. It's a huge difference from what the volume we saw in the past. So obviously people are catching on to Keep. And we tested the resistance at 618. Didn't make it until around, looks like August 14th. And then pushed up above the 50%. Didn't quite make it. And now it looks like we're holding above the 618 for now and getting rejected at 50%. But if you can buy above the 618, and I think what's going to happen is it's going to consolidate. Yeah, and you can see the RSI here was pretty overbought. So that's the reason why I had to come back down. But that's fine. But if you see the comparison here, I'll do a little arrow. So you have this, then you have this. You have the retrace. Comes down, for this one in particular, it came down around 30%, almost. This one you're probably going to have around 30%, maybe a little bit less. But if you do, you really have like literally above the 618, which is perfect position. So I would say anywhere between the 618 and where it's at now is a good place to put some bids, and your potential profit, at least to get into new price discovery. Again, technically, I don't count the wick because it's just weird. So I would say the close over here is the better representation. That's 109%, and then that might not seem that great right now, But you have to understand, once you get into new price discovery, especially with the capital backing this project, I would be very confident that I would see heavy returns, especially if it's something that nobody else is talking about right now, which they are.
Very, very confident you will see heavy returns on this. It is just interesting to see people not have to use their Ethereum to get into the DeFi world. Wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Divi, wrapped Zap. These are interesting things. So for our gem pick today, buy some Keep.
That was lovely.
Shout out to Eryka Gemma. If you guys are interested in learning how to host your own shitcoin on Uniswap, if you're interested in learning how to use Python in a Blender or any other cool blockchain development tools, definitely join us for Dev Wednesdays every Wednesday, hosted by Eryka Gemma. If you guys missed it last week, Thursday, he and I were in person together at the New York Blockchain Center, and we had a fun little show. So that was great. Now, Ty, that is it for the chart reading for today. If you guys do have requests, let's see if we can fit them in. But in the meantime, I would like to talk about why the fundamentals of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies just continue and continue and continue to get better. Want to talk about Warren Buffett?
Sure, we can talk about Warren Buffett. I think he's
used to talk crap about Bitcoin, first of all.
He did. He called it rat poison squared.
He surely did.
Yep. I think he's going to eat his words.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, here he is buying 10% buying into Barrick's gold. It shows that he added $562 million position in Barrick Gold in the second quarter. And while the position is small for Berkshire, the conglomerate is 11th largest shareholder of the gold mining company. This is interesting, because you're seeing him diversify into precious metals. What he also did this year with Berkshire Hathaway is he sold 85.6 million shares of Wells Fargo, approximately 26% of their previous ownership position. He sold 35.5 billion shares of JP Morgan, which is approximately 60% of the previous ownership position. And he completely divested their financial stake in Goldman Sachs. You're seeing him, like, these are huge holdings he has in traditional banks that are now gone, and they are in gold. What does that mean? He sees financial instability coming. He sees the need for a hedge against the dollar. He needs, and what is the best hedge for a dollar, you think, Ty, against the dollar?
You know, a couple come to mind, but really the one that really stands out is the one that has an amazing 11-year performance that makes gold look like its little brother. I mean, Bitcoin is killing it, and it always will. And you know, gold's nice, all right, if you have like physical gold or physical silver, but you can't beat. I think Bitcoin's a more tangible asset than gold, because I can keep it, I can put it wherever I want to. Now, I understand that. I don't know if he does. He's not very good with tech. I mean, he never invested in, or he didn't invest in Apple, I don't think, Amazon, a lot of the early tech companies that would indicate that he had some inkling about what these companies would end up being. So it doesn't seem like his vision for tech is very good. That being said, I think some of his people might pressure him soon enough, but it also tells us what the macro environment is. Mm-hmm. It tells us that they're obviously concerned about the banks. They're concerned about the financial system. If they are, what were they putting, like 10%? Is that what it said?
It said that they bought 20.9 million shares in Barrick Gold, which was a $563 million investment at the time that it was reported. And they're removing from Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, and completely remove themselves, Berkshire Hathaway, from investing into Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs also said some good stuff about Bitcoin lately. So maybe that's like a personal vendetta for saying good things about Bitcoin.
Visa said good things about Bitcoin and blockchain. Goldman Sachs, Paul Tudor Jones, MicroStrategy. There's another one, Fidelity.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Fidelity's been mining Bitcoin since 2013. I do actually have a presentation on my YouTube channel. It's called Everything You Need to Know About Bitcoin. It was a presentation I gave to a group of international investors about Bitcoin. And near the end of it, if you watch the end, I talk about all the different institutional players, when they came in, what they've been doing. TD Ameritrade even put their flag on the Bitcoin blockchain back in like early 2017. So watch what I say, not what I do. But when he invests into gold, we know that Bitcoin is a digital gold. We also know that, if there were severe financial calamity to happen and therefore chaos would occur in a certain location, even if you do have physical delivery of your gold, the ability for someone to rob you, steal that from you, the inability for you to leave a country and have gold in your pockets, just not there. Bitcoin, seed phrase, 12 to 24 words. Remember that, baby. Write a song about it. Remember it. And your wealth can stay intact. You can cross borders and access it from anywhere in the world. So we do love our digital gold.
Absolutely. I agree.
Cool. So the next thing, I am glad you agree with me, Ty. The next thing is software firm MicroStrategy makes a massive bet on Bitcoin with a $250 million purchase. This is hot news that we have been talking about. They are founded in 1989, have a market cap of around 1.2 billion, and a posted profit of 34 million in 2019. Including Pepsi, Adidas, IBM, and Oracle. Their decision to plow $250 million into Bitcoin may amount to more than a capital allocation strategy. Barry Silbert, the founder of crypto conglomerate, oh, my battery's dying, DCG, noted on Twitter that the move could serve to tie MicroStrategy's valuation to Bitcoin. Hi, Barry. What do you think about this, Ty?
I think MicroStrategy is up 15% since they made that announcement.
Yup.
Yep. And I think they are the first publicly listed company to add Bitcoin to their allocation. And they're not the last. They are simply the first, and more institutions, publicly traded companies are going to follow suit, because Bitcoin is about to melt faces.
And, it's not like we want Bitcoin to melt faces, but what other options do we have, right? It's millennial money that, what else are you supposed to do? Like, I can't buy gold right now. Also, because, we covered this 2 weeks ago, but the US Mint stopped minting gold. So all the money has to be saved in BTC and all the other corresponding cryptocurrencies. So when you see liquidity plays like Keep, where it lets you wrap your BTC and get into some of these DeFi coins,
jump in.
Like, I don't know who would ever buy meme, but meme coin, whoever buy pork chops, like this weird like pork chop thing, sandwich coins, Wi-Fi, yams.
All these new fruit and vegetable coin names, they're popular now.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys want us to cover any of these fruit and vegetable coins, because why not? This is not financial advice anyways. This is just us reading charts. Not financial advice, but sell your house and buy top. Great.
Oh my God.
Who is running this stream? It's not me. Oh
the ghost of top.
Super funny. All right. I think we do have one coin request, Ty. Since we got like a couple minutes left, can we cover Zap's charts?
Absolutely. Let's see. We'll pull up coin. Let me share my screen. Zap.
Okay.
By the way, so I've said this like 2 weeks ago, but if you want to trade these coins that are not listed on TradingView, then you can find them on charts.cointrader.pro. This is the little secret that we have. It just plugs in Uniswap data, CoinMarketCap data, CoinPaprika data to the TradingView charts. So
Yeah, I definitely personally use charts.cointrader.pro. It is wonderful. I make my charts pink and purple and green and cute, and it's wonderful. And Shireen also, shout out to you, Shireen, makes really cute charts. You can set your RSI level. I mean, you can set your Fibonacci levels to the numbers of the universe, and it is surprisingly accurate. Every single time you draw it, you see where support is.
Yep. You see where support is, resistance is. It tells you all that you need to know. Just in this case, I just drew this. You just saw.
Yeah.
And it tells us exactly what we need to know about the support and resistance. So right now we're in this consolidation period here. And actually, let's do this on the spot. We're going to draw our trend lines here. And let's figure out what happens when we do this. Look at that. Now we have a pennant. And now what we need is a simple breakout above the 618 at 18 cents at the end of this pennant. So if we want to consolidate a little bit more inside of this, that's fine. But a breakout above this would probably result in a run similar to like DIA that we just saw up to the 28 cents level. So let's see what that would look like in terms of profit. 56% is not bad, but obviously after that, it's new price discovery. Technically, at least for Uniswap. So,
yeah. Well, Zap was once at $1.20 before in 2017. This project has been running for quite some time. It's been super quiet. Nick Spanos, who is my business partner in opening up the blockchain center, is very, very important to this project. And I think that it is also an Oracle coin, but it has a lot of features built into it. We probably will have to do a show. This is not financial advice, but sell your house and buy Zap. Actually, don't go to the website yet. The website's, we're literally so early. It's like, I can't even talk about it. But we just leave it to talk about for the people who join us on Tuesday evenings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, early is the key word. So
yeah. This is a long. Definitely excited. So, all right. I think that is all of our requests for today, Ty. You know what we should do is we should talk crap about all of the gas fees.
Oh, I'd love to, actually. Well, where do I start?
First things first, I know everyone likes Uniswap. It's cute, it's pink, it's got a unicorn. However, definitely using 1-inch exchange, you save a little bit of money on fees. It prevents slippage. I'm going to post in the chat room my link to 1-inch exchange. If you guys could be so kind as to use that link. Not really sure what it does, but I'm sure it helps me at some point.
Just use it.
Yeah, just use it.
Yeah. So these exchanges. Well, I'll first explain like what they do and how they work. These exchanges like Uniswap, Paraswap, and 1-inch exchange. What they're doing is they're aggregating liquidity pools. So, for example, there's liquidity pools like 0x relays. There's balancer pools, compound finance pools, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so they're aggregating all this liquidity in these pools, and they're taking it and they're saying, okay, we'll add our order book. So we'll just create a one order book for all of these liquidity pools. And so whoever can facilitate the trade the cheapest, and I say cheapest, will ultimately win the trade, so to speak. And the problem is it's all in the Ethereum blockchain. So that means that even though you have these liquidity pools, and that's great and everything, ultimately it doesn't really matter in terms of gas fees because it's all using the same blockchain and it's already congested. We're not even halfway in to this bull run, and it's going to be bad if they don't either. I mean, Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to release at the end of the year. We'll see. But there has to be other solutions. There has to be.
Yeah, definitely paying $40 gas fees on things that you're like, well, I'm just going to leave it in here because I'm not going to pay these fees. It's nice when that coin continues to go up and you're like, yes, I didn't sell.
I mean, that's it. That's what it like forces you into, like just forced hodl because you don't want to get screwed by gas fees.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So definitely a fan of 1inch exchange over Uniswap. It's same thing. You know, you add your token addresses for all those coins that you can't find. But it's a little complicated when you're like just waiting and the thing just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning and you have no idea what is occurring on the back end.
yeah, and then the UI and the process and everything, they're gonna have to solve that. Imagine retail comes in, they don't know anything about crypto and they want to participate in this. There's no way. They have to do something about the UI, and the development has to get like a lot better. And I think it will, but we'll see how long that takes.
We will see. I know that we said 2 weeks ago that Andreessen Horowitz invested like $11 million into Uniswap. So all of these other liquidity aggregators, let's see what you guys have coming.
Yep, and then 1inch exchange got a investment from Binance Labs. So yeah, I mean it's on. You know, they're really trying to fuel the development, which is good because we need it.
Yeah, just cutting out these middle. It's interesting that Binance would do that because now it's just interesting that Binance would do that, but we will see. So that is it for tonight's show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Ty, if you want, thank you for always reading our wonderful charts and finding cool picks. Let's make these people some money. Except this is not financial advice. You guys follow Ty and I both on Twitter. I'm Bank of Eryka. He is Titan Inc. And anything else you want to share?
Not yet, but very soon. Nothing in this show is financial advice. That is correct.
Who
We're liable.
show?
But if you do make any money off of us and our decisions and our picks, then, you know, tips are nice, you know, a beer or two when you see us in person, you know, whatever. So
let us know. Upvote, subscribe. Ty has a channel. I have a channel. You're probably watching this on Blockchain Center's channel. We also are doing a new thing. We brought it to, shout out to Christiana, who does Give on Live, trying to grow some reach and get this value to her people as well. So if you do have questions and you want us to cover some specific coins next week, feel free to slide into our DMs. Let us know. Comment in the chat room. I think next week I will not be able to join us, but the mystery host, he'll be good. So
awesome. Yeah, it'll be lit. We'll do a meme special.
Meme? Who buys memes?
Don't know.
I don't know, but whoever it is, they're happy.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you next Tuesday and every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Peace.